Bijan Robinson, I'm sure you've heard by now the compliment from Alabama's Will Anderson that you were the toughest player he faced in college.
Yeah.
What does a compliment like that mean to you?
I mean, it's super huge to gain respect from a guy like that. I think that he's been the best, defensive player, on any field that he stepped on, all his college career. But for me, I think that he was the best defense player I played against as well. Even just preparing for a guy like that, you gotta make sure that your mindset is in a great place to prepare for, just the animal that he brings out of himself, and just the mismatches that he creates, with everybody. And I need to be I had to be on my toes all game and just make sure that I knew where he was on the field, so I don't, get blindsided by where he was.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you have a guy like that, when you have a guy that you have to really account for, not just on, certain situations on the field, but for every situation, then that gains all my respect. So, I appreciate him for saying that. I always try to, bring out the best in those defenders, and he was one of them that I love to play against.
I appreciate you for saying that. So, truth be told, I asked you that question knowing the answer because I heard you give a similar response at the podium just now
Yeah.
to the assembled media, and
Yeah.
it struck me that you get the compliment that you're the toughest player he faced, and you went out of your way to heap praise on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
What does that say about you and your humility?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just being a guy that respects players and that understands that this game, that's the first thing that you got to do is gain respect from your opponents and obviously from your teammates. It's just it's a cool deal to really have a guy that you played against, be at the level that he is, and for me, I knew that I was playing the best player in the country, so. I had to give him my everything that I had, and let God take care of everything else. But I love to see guys just compliment each other for all the hard work that they put in, and I think it's just deserved in all aspects. And for him, he deserved everything that he got, and I appreciate guys like that, just being a good human being, but obviously a great player as well.
That's a nice way to be in a brotherhood and a fraternity.
Yes, sir.
You're the total package at running back as a football player, but what would you say is the attribute that makes you most difficult for defenses to deal with?
I think I know this is a little different, but I think my silence on the field. I don't say a word on the field, and I think that me just not talking and just being so locked in, and I have guys trying to get in my head every single play, and all I do is just look at them and smile and keep walking. But I think that does something to opponents. I'm not the guy to rally up, or to talk smack to guys. I'm just a guy that just wants to go on the field, have fun, smile.
Smiley, right?
I smile a
Is your
lot.
nickname still Smiley?
The nickname's still Smiley.
Yeah.
I smile a lot on the field, and they're just like, bro, what are you doing? Like one opponent one time, he was like, why are you smiling like right now? Like, tell me why. And I'm like, are you having fun? And they're like, yeah. So I was like, smile real quick. And he smiled. I was like, see, bro, like it affects the aura. And if you're like having fun, enjoying the game, but still dominating at the same time, then I feel that's when you're in your element. That's when that's what God gave you, the gift to do.
So I'm saying this, and I don't know that I qualify. This qualifies one of my characteristics, but listen to you talk about like what you listen to pregame. You listen to the ocean. You listen to safari and animal sounds and get calm. We were talking off camera about listen to the Calm app before you go to sleep, and just listening to your answers just now. It seems like you're really, if I may say, emotionally intelligent. Like you're big on energy, and attitude and mindset. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, very much so. And I think that everybody has their own thing that they do. But for me, like before games, I love to watch teammates. I love to watch how people operate around me, and it's a cool thing to adjust to. And then for me, as I'm trying to get my mind prepared for that game, I'm already riled up and ready to attack, ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go out to the crowd and you see there's 100,000 people in the stands. So when I'm in my element of trying to just relax myself and just kind of just take everything out of concern away, it really does help my game a lot, and it really just puts me in a zone where I'm not crazy, like so amped up in my mind, but really just relaxed and ready to, to compete with whoever's in front of me.
So you've heard and embraced the Saquon Barkley comparisons. You guys are close.
Yep.
But you grew up loving Reggie Bush.
Yes, sir.
Watching him at USC.
Yes, sir.
And when Reggie was coming out, a lot of the talk was like, if he lined up at receiver, he would be a first-round pick. Like, he was that good of a receiver.
Yes, sir.
You are an exceptional receiver. How would you rate your receiving skills?
Out of 10?
Yeah, sure.
I would say right now, an 8.
Okay.
I always got things to work on, obviously.
Yeah.
Receivers are always doing their own technique, and I'm always trying to, hit my running back stuff, but always going to a receiver drill every session that I'm in. But I think that, like you said about Reggie Bush, when he was in college, when he was at receiver, you had to account for him.
Yeah.
Like, a corner was going to be on him, and when it gets to that moment and when it gets to that point, then that's when you can do so much for your offense, and you can do just more than just one thing, and that's just such an effective skill set to have.
Yeah.
And I think that you can play, a long time in the NFL if you're a guy like that, and you can create so much value for yourself and for the guys that are coming behind you that can do the exact same stuff and that's trying to do the same thing.
What about pass pro? How are you in that area?
Yeah, so pass pro is the thing that I've been working on. Sophomore year, it was okay for me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I was, in my mindset in sophomore year, I was trying to just run the ball, just get the ball in my hands. But this year, it completely changed. Like, I valued it so much higher, and I love to do it. Now I love to just compete and put my face in there and just have fun doing it.
Yeah.
Because obviously you got to protect the quarterback.
Yeah.
And the quarterback is the highest value on the whole team. So whenever you're protecting the quarterback the right way, then you're just benefiting yourself and for your whole team.
Yeah.
And you're doing it the right way.
Speaking of value, how much have you paid attention to the conversation around your draft value? Because the running back position has been devalued.
Yeah.
Where first-round running backs are few and far between these days. But you, on the other hand, who knows how high you could go. You got teams and fan bases that don't even need running backs clamoring to get Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
What do you think about the state of the running back position and how you could possibly upset that paradigm coming into the league?
Yeah, I think that, at this point, I don't want people to look at it as, the running back position. I think that they should look at it as a guy that can be a difference maker on a team, on the field and off the field, in the community, for your teammates, for guys that are, looking at you every single day and just how you go about your work. And I think that, when you find, those difference makers and those guys that can, do something special for your whole team, for the city, for the fan base, but just always doing it the right way. I think that's the difference, and that's why I think, the position and the guys, especially in this class, they bring a lot out of themselves, and they just show why they're special, and they show why they're special on and off the field.
I feel like it's my duty, Bijan, because your name means hero, right?
Yes, sir.
I feel like it's my duty to help prepare you for the next level.
Okay.
So here's my question. How familiar are you with fantasy football?
I'm not that familiar.
Okay.
Obviously, I know about it.
You know what it is?
Yeah, I know what it is.
Okay.
But not too familiar at all.
Okay. Because I want you to be ready for all the people that are going to tweet and donate to your foundation and embrace you in that community.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So there's the draft process. There's the real draft process where, people talking about where you might go in the first round, you early, late, second, whatever, who you might fit. There's that process. Do you understand what you mean to the fantasy football community? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea, but by how you're talking,
Can I break it down to you?
A lot. Yeah.
Can I break? Can I? You mind? I'm
Please
gonna nerd out for a second because I feel like I owe it to my fellow fantasy football players.
Yeah.
Because they're living vicariously through me right now.
Okay.
So again, your name means hero.
Yes, sir.
People have been anticipating you coming into the league for like 3 years now, for like 3-4 years.
Yep.
And conversely to the draft process, where it's like, well, is he going to go early? Is he going to go late? This and the other. 101 is all the number you need to know, as in the rookie draft in Dynasty. So Dynasty, let me explain Dynasty to you real quick. So Dynasty is where, so there's fantasy football, like redraft leagues. They're different formats.
Yeah.
Redraft leagues, every year you draft a different team.
Okay.
But Dynasty is like it's your team year-round forever unless you cut a player or trade a player, or whatever, right? So then there's the rookie draft.
Okay.
And the rookie draft every year is when the incoming players, you get to draft them. It's usually like 4 rounds, right? People have been tanking for you. Like, people have been intentionally losing in previous years to try to get the number 1 overall pick this year to pick you.
Really?
So, congratulations. You are the 101. Now, we don't know where you're going in the NFL, but in fantasy, you're number 1.
What is 101? Oh, so
like the first pick of the first round. 101. You are the consensus, hands down. Like, people are like, dude, people have been trying to trade whatever they can to get an opportunity to pick you.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, let me say this. First of all, that's a blessing, and I mean, that's just something that God's been preparing me for. But I just want to say I appreciate everybody that's been trying to do that, man. I'm gonna try my best and work my hardest to make sure I come through with what you guys have been supporting me with. And hey, that one-on-one that's an honor. That's awesome. But let's keep it going every single year to be one-on-ones every single year. I don't know if it works like that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you are as valuable a player as anybody can have. Like, the anticipation is crazy. Like, I got friends of mine that just, like, all they want to know is, like, yo, you talked to Bijan yet?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it's like, it's so real. Like, so no matter what's going on in the NFL, in reality, just know that there's a community of fantasy football players who have been waiting for this moment, who cannot wait to draft you onto their team.
Man.
No matter what it takes.
I appreciate that.
No,
I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you.
Oh man, no, thank you. No, that's awesome. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, look up Dynasty.
Okay, Dynasty.
Yeah, Dynasty. It's a different level.
Yeah.
But Dynasty in particular, even before you set foot in the NFL, you're one of the most coveted players. Before you even played in the NFL.
Before.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the expectations for you.
Okay. Hey,
but I have no doubt that you will meet, if not exceed them.
Man, thank you. Thank you. That's the plan, man. I mean, if it's all in God's plan, I'm all with it. So let's do it.
All right, man. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to talk to you.
Well. Yeah.
All right. Take it easy.
Yeah, you too.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.